Thank you for staying with us. In life, the only thing that is constant is change. The Police Intelligence Response Team now has a new commander. The Inspector General of Police has appointed Tunji Disu, a Deputy Commissioner of Police, as the head of the unit to replace suspended Abba Kyari, who is under investigation. Meanwhile, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, as FBI, is revealing more details about Kyari's involvement in a $1.1 million fraud by Ramon Abbas, popularly called HushPuppi. Jide, Tunji Disu, this was a man from Lagos State. This is a man from Lagos State, and he served as the head of RRS, and he was posted to the headquarters. And right now, he has been called to serve as the new head of IRT.
I'm particularly excited about this piece of news because here in Lagos, we know the worth of Tunji Disu. We know what he's capable of doing. In every way, he's qualified for that position. And we are talking about real operations men in the Nigerian police. Tunji Disu is one of the best around. On this program, we have praised him a number of times for the successes he recorded in Lagos. And everyone knows that RRS, there is no statical police team at state level that can match the RRS in terms of equipment and in terms of professionalism. And he headed RRS and recorded tremendous success during his time. He is the man that when you give him a task, just go to sleep. You can be sure that he will deliver. He delivers better than a mailman. So you tell him, this is what has happened. Can you send your people? Forget, it gets done. And I'm not surprised because he's been an operations man through and through. He led the first Nigerian police contingent to Darfur in Sudan. He was commander of RRS in Ondo, commander of RRS in Oyo, commander of SAS in Ondo, commander of SAS in Oyo, commander of SAS, an anti-kidnapping unit in Rivers State. If you can handle that position in Rivers State and you came back with your head in place, then you know that there's no challenge, no task that you can be given when it comes to policing that you are not ready for. And when we're talking about deployment of technology to crack crime, Lagos is the home of it. He's familiar with those equipment. Remember the case of some guys who stole used telephones all the way from South Africa, and they came to Lagos here. Tunji Disu's RRS team got hold of those guys. You know, got hold of them. So he's ready for this job. And I was told that, in fact, when the IG asked his men, who should we give this job to? It was an overwhelming choice.
Consensus.
Yes, amongst the policemen that, look, this is the best person for it. And the IG who had transferred him to somewhere else had to change his mind and gave him this job. So the Yorubas will say, "Ranti omoeniti wonse." If you have made a good name over the years, you must always be guided. You must always remember that good name. And that is the advice that we have for our brother. Keep that good name. Do not let people down. At this time, Nigerians want result. They want better policing. They want criminals dealt with. And they are counting on you. You have no reason in the world to disappoint them.
And you know, the composition of that IRT, the way it is like, it is no jurisdiction. As in, anywhere there's crime, anywhere there's kidnapping, anywhere there's a top, crime,
they send them there.
Inspector General of Police will just send you there,
yes,
and you have to crack
because they are the best equipped for that kind of task. So when there is a major criminal event, in inverted commas, in any part of Nigeria, a message will be sent to the IG requesting for that riddle to be cracked. The IG will simply mandate the IRT to go and get the job done. And that's where Abba Kyari and his team have succeeded over the years. They've paid the price. They've lost a lot. Lost a lot of his men. Yes.
It's a dangerous
Sometimes
job.
they go to catch some kidnappers and they open fire on them, kill some of them, like it happened in Kaduna some time ago. Killed some of the operatives. But the successes outweigh the setbacks. And that is what we want to see continue under Disu's leadership.
But Abba Kyari was able to, he made his mark in this IRT, and he distinguished himself as a super cop before what happened. And Tunji Disu, do you see Tunji Disu carrying on with that, giant strides?
Yeah, the Disu is the DCP. Disu is going to do more, because from his records in Lagos, I'm not sure there's anybody in Lagos that doesn't know RRS. If you go on social media, in fact, it was the only unit that people were praising when you had the good boys, you know, the good guys.
Yes.
That was what they were calling them. So he was like the boss of the good guys. And once a
vehicle breaks down
at Third Mainland Bridge, don't worry,
they'll tow
it for you. Try to,
will help you change your tires.
Change your tire. A whole police officer changing tire for ordinary civilian.
And that should be the relationship.
That is it. So he brought humane into the force. He was extremely hardworking. In fact, most of his colleagues were saying that when they work with him, he brought technology, like the BQ was saying. I remember I can attest to the fact of the fact that he used technology when my brother lost. It was accosted somewhere in Maryland some years back by armed robbers. They actually took his car from Maryland. It was Disu RRS that actually found that car, the border between Nigeria and Benin Republic, using drone. Using drone.
Drone?
Yes. Using drone. So till today,
the first police unit to
deploy
drone.
You know, so he brought
drone
innovation into RRS. So when he was even leaving Lagos, if you remember when they said they are taking him to Abuja, do you know how people were sad in Lagos? So many people were saying, why should it be this? Why should it? But now he has a bigger office, a bigger responsibility, and I know that he's going to deliver. You know, because in everything, Disu, if you meet Disu, he's not your regular police officer. It doesn't look like your regular. Very friendly.
Extremely friendly.
And he will joke with you. And any time you tell him that there's a problem, he's always ready to help. You know, and that is what the police force should be. Police should be your friend and friend indeed. Not the one that they will tell you that they are friends, but at the end of the day, they won't. But Disu is always there for you, and he will be there to make sure that he helps you to the end. So now we are going to see a IRT that technology will be deployed, innovation will be brought in, and I hope that those who will be working with him.
Lagos State Police Command too still have to deploy technology for the case of this Chidima.
Yes, you understand. So it means that everything,
they have a forensic lab.
You cannot see if there's any police command in Nigeria that you can always point to that is near what we see outside. It is the Lagos State Police Command. I can bet it. There's no other. In terms of technology, Lagos spends more. In terms of equipment, Lagos spends more. And then now, you are now seeing it in also the personnel. And like Disu's unit, RRS then, used to be at the top. If you go on social media, people will always talk about RRS. It is not because he did anything fantastic. It is because of the training he had outside, and he had to bring it down to replicate it down in Lagos. And that is it. That is what stands everybody. So once you go out, that is why we are always talking about politicians. You go outside, you see things that are being done well. When you come inside, you can't do it. But he himself, he went to Darfur, you can't serve in Darfur and you come back and you remain the same. You have to change your attitude, everything. And don't forget, you also trained in the UK. He did some courses in the UK. Went to Darfur and so many other professional courses that he did. So he is primed for this job. And I know that he's going to succeed because he is someone that is very, very detailed when it comes to things like this.
Okay, I have Suleiman from Kano State on the line.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Suleiman.
My regard to Babajide and the other analysts.
Okay, that helped me.
Thanks. My heart always bleeds when I think of the situation that Abba Kyari found himself. But to be sincere with you, he have to blame himself, because the truth is that once you are in any security uniform, you have to forget about public life. And if you are in politics, you have to forget about personal life. And the present man appointed, he has a good record. And it's a time and opportunity for him to show the world that Nigeria is not just Abba Kyari we have. We have so many capable hands in abundance. I wish him well. I track his record. I know that he's a man of integrity. He's a good, gallant officer. So I wish he will succeed in the new office given to him. Suleiman.
Thank you, Suleiman. Babajide, yes, that is our ability to replicate the achievement of Abba Kyari and find people that can still occupy that office and do better. That's a good thing about what we have on ground.
You never find a country more blessed than Nigeria. And we are blessed in every way. Human resources and even the resources deposited in the land. I've not seen any nation as blessed as we are. So it's not a matter, within the police, we will find people better than Abba Kyari. There's no doubt about it. I know a police officer who has arrested more criminals than anybody alive in the police in Nigeria. He's just been transferred to Rivers State. He was in Imo. I will not mention his name now.
For his safety.
Yes. He has arrested criminals more than any Nigerian policeman alive. He's in Rivers State now. So we will find people, no doubt about it. And when someone leaves, it will please God to give us someone who would do even better than the person that's left. That's to tell you how much God loves our country. And Disu is not the first commander of RRS, but he made this he made a big difference there. That is the way it should be. He is not the first to head IRT, but we count on him to make a big difference there because of his record here. There was a time when 1 million boys were harassing us in Lagos. It was this man that put an end to the nonsense. Then remember the case of the 50-year-old boy who stole his boss's property, killed the boss, and ran to Taraba State. Disu's men stayed in Taraba for 1 whole month until they got hold of that guy. That is what we call operations capability in the area of police operations. Waited for 1 whole month and got hold of the guy. There was also the case of an armed robber who stole a vehicle here in Lagos, ran to Ogun State. Disu's men followed the robber, and by the time they got to Ogun, they actually recovered 8 vehicles from the same syndicate. So we expect a lot more, especially in the area of using technology, because he has used this sufficiently here. Remember the case of the guy who was using swim swap to steal people's money. High-tech robbery. RRS successfully cracked it under the leadership of Disu. So if some of us are convinced that he can do it, it is because we can point to what he has done. It's not a man. If you have no record to speak of, we can't sit here and say turned water to wine, like Jesus Christ. No, we will say this is what you did. And people can follow up and find out whether you did it or not. During the NSAS, he secured the precinct of ShopRite here, known as Ikeja Mall, and other places around it. And you know, he's capable of disarming people without firing a shot. All of them who gathered there at Alausa. I don't want to tell you the story, how he successfully led them away from that place. And they were there on the night of that fire in Lekki. Yet he successfully got them out of that place, and he didn't kill anybody.
One-on-one.
And he didn't kill anybody.
No, nobody.
He didn't shoot. But he got them out of the place successfully. Just dropped a few of that stuff that makes you wet in your eyes. And they left the place.
He escorted them to Maryland.
Yes, no. After dropping just a few of those things that make you wet in your eyes, as if you put salt in your eyes, then they successfully led them out of the trouble area. That's the sort
I have Hassan on the line. Thank you for joining us, Hassan.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Hassan.
We are indeed in a trying moment in our nation history as far as security is concerned. The issue of Abba Kyari is never a good news at all. It's a news that should sadden the mind and the soul of anybody that wishes this country well. This is an officer that started well. And the way we are looking at it, immediately you did something or something went wrong, either by omission or commission in Nigeria, we take you to a cleaner. Please, we should stop drawing conclusions the way we are drawing it about Abba Kyari. Abba Kyari helped us in fighting many insecurity battles in this country with technology.
Yeah.
I wish the second person good or luck. And what is very clear about the FBI, look, by issue of saying FBI brought out something against somebody, should not make us to have this issue of media trial, Facebook trial.
Okay, thank you.
No media trial.
Thank you.
There's no media trial. What
we have to go on this break.
What we want is for him to defend himself.
That's all.
When the International Criminal Court accused the president of Kenya of killing people, he responded to the first invitation. He went there to defend himself.
So he has to defend himself.
We are doing our work. We are doing our work. We have not said he's guilty. If you have been watching us, we never said he's guilty. Even yesterday we still said it that we hope that he will survive this.
Yes, exactly.
Don't jump to conclusions and accuse people wrongly. We are nobody anywhere in the world. If there is an infraction, even if you are Jesus Christ, the day that infraction is committed, you will be held accountable. That's the way it should be. It's not even Nigeria alone. That's the way it should be.
And we are talking
there's
about
no media trial in this.
It is the Inspector General of Police.
Nobody is condemning. Nobody is condemning.
And he's the one that also set up a panel for him to answer for
nobody. Even if he make Nigeria crime free, which is not the case, if he does something wrong, people will talk about it. You can't stop people from talking about it. This is not an issue of, Nigerians celebrate someone when he's down. No, we are not celebrating. He's our friend. He knows some of us personally. He knows we have helped him in the past. You can ask him if you can. But this has happened, and we are saying, okay, where do we go for that?
Yeah.
Nobody has condemned him. Yes. We have not said...
There is no media trial.
Nobody, no media trial. We have not said he's guilty. Where we are in our hearts, we are even hoping that by God's grace, he could come out of this. Exactly. Because we are proud of what he has done. Don't label us as people who are happy that he is down. No. Because you don't like him more than us.
Yeah, exactly. Right.